What's up, YouTube? So, like the title says, it's going to be a review of my Glock 19 Gen 3. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Everything's safety checked. We're good to go. So, I've owned this firearm for about 3 years. I probably put close to 1,500 rounds through it. When I go to the range, I usually drop 150, at least 150 rounds to 250 rounds, and I don't baby it. I will rapid fire a few magazines through it. Trust me. I've always used premium ammo. I have used the Walmart brand, the Winchester. I haven't had any problems out of that. And here lately, I've been using the Cabela's brand, Herder's 115 grain. It seems to feed really well. I haven't had any issues with it. I'm probably going to stick with it. It's a little bit cheaper than the Walmart brand. Yeah, I've had zero issues. No hiccups. No failure to rack. Nothing with this gun. I really think that Glock got it right in the Gen 3s, in my opinion. That's why there's so many out there that have had tens of thousands of rounds through them, and you can still pick them up, pull the trigger, and get decent groupings. So there's tons of them out there. And as far as upgrades go, they're endless. I mean, you can take this gun and turn it into an $1,800 work of art if you're not careful. It can happen very quickly. As far as resale goes on something like that, I don't know. I know I wouldn't buy an $1,800 Glock, but if I had the money to build one, I can't tell you I wouldn't. But as far as it goes for right now, the only upgrades I've made are the sights. These are True Glows. They're not the Pros. They are the tritium and fiber optic. They work pretty well in artificial light. They work really well in sunlight, and they're really good in low light conditions, which is pretty much what you would expect from that type of setup. They're not too terribly expensive, and they do have a 12-year warranty on them, so that's another reason I went with them. Probably not the most expensive sight out there or the best, but I don't have any complaints. As far as accuracy goes, anytime you do something to any kind of firearm that increases your confidence, you're going to shoot better. And that just happened right off the bat. As soon as they were installed and I put it in my hand, my confidence level immediately went up. And I took it out to the range and put a couple hundred rounds through it. I'm not going to say it was a crazy difference, but my groupings were a lot tighter, and I felt a lot more confident with it. With the standard plastic sights, I kind of felt myself being careful about everything I did, because I've heard about them breaking off and things like that. But not so much anymore. Now I just kind of, I don't say I throw it around, but I'll set it down in confidence, and know that I'm not going to throw the sight off or break it. As far as racking it on a table or something like that, I mean, I guess if I had to, I probably could. I really don't think I'm going to get into a battle like that. I try to keep myself out of situations that would escalate to something like that. But, some people like the peace of mind of knowing that if they need to one-handed rack something, a steel sight is definitely going to be better than a plastic sight. So that's always there. Like I said, zero issues. Have I ever contemplated upgrading to a 4th gen or a 5th gen? Absolutely not. In my opinion, they pretty much got everything right in the 3rd gen. I love the finger grooves. I don't have a real big hand, so for me, it works really well. As far as the mag release goes, I've trained myself for years to use this finger. My second finger as a mag release. I don't ever use my thumb. And even if I was a left-handed shooter, I would just drop my trigger finger down, and I wouldn't even have to reposition the gun in my hand or anything. But keep in mind, even in the 4th gens and the 5th gens, even if you have a 3rd gen and you just get an extended mag release button, which I'm not 100% they offer that, but even if you just get an extended one, it's not going to change the positive pressure you need to drop the magazine. Glock had it that way for a reason. They didn't want you to accidentally hit that release button in a gun battle and run out of ammo. You know, things are done for a reason. The gun was designed like it was for a reason, and I try to keep the upgrades minimal. You know, that's just my personal preference and my opinions. I'm not trying to set a standard for anybody, but that's the way I look at things. As far as field stripping the gun, it's pretty simple. All you're going to do is drop the magazine. I just used my thumb. Oh, can't believe I did that. So anyway, all you're going to do is rack the slide back, release it, pull the trigger. You've got 2 slide release deals here. All you're going to do is take your hand and you're going to slightly pull back just enough, just to where you can get those slide release buttons to come down, and then let it fall forward. That's it. You don't have to worry about any inner workings falling out. Nothing's loose in there. Spring comes out fairly easy. Barrel comes out easy, and that's pretty much it. That's field strip. Putting it back together, same thing. Just repeat the process the opposite way. As far as putting in the spring back in, common sense should tell you which way it goes in. It's not very hard to figure that out. It goes in, there's actually 2 grooves in this one on the barrel. You're going to put it on the second one, the lowest groove. And as far as putting the slide back on, finesse is the magic word, people. Finesse. If you start to put it back on and you feel it catch, or it's not going on right, stop what you're doing, slide it back off. It's about finesse. Sometimes it helps to wiggle it, rack it back a few times, make sure it functions. That's pretty much it. I would have to say this is probably one of the best, if not the best, handgun I've owned. I'm not going to get into all the ones I've owned because I don't have them here to compare, and just not going to do that. So I do plan on buying another 9mm, but I'm looking at the HK, the VP9 SK. So I'm thinking real seriously about getting one of those, and if I do, you can expect a comparison video, and it will most likely be at the range. And I'll try to cover some things that other people don't cover in their videos. I'm going to try to focus on things that other people don't cover. That way you're not seeing the same thing with every video. That gets boring. So I'll do my best to do that. That's pretty much it. Like I said, I've had 0 issues out of it. We're at 9 minutes now, so I don't want this to be boring, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. But yeah, if you have a chance to pick one up, you're thinking about buying a 4th or 5th gen, and you haven't shot a 3rd gen, or you haven't even held one, I suggest you do so before you go spending big money on something that you've already got right here. So thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like button, subscribe.